Welcome to Dark Case Diaries. Today, we bring you a harrowing and emotionally charged story, one that cuts deep into the soul of a nation still struggling with race, justice, and what it truly means to protect and serve. This is the life and death of Elijah Turner, a father, a veteran, a community pillar, a man whose last desperate plea for help was met with violence, not aid. This episode takes you through every detail, every voice, every heartbreak. It's not just a case file, it's a lived tragedy. Elijah Turner was born in 1980 in Dayton, Ohio, to Lorraine and Wallace Turner. His father was a postal worker and Vietnam vet, and his mother a school secretary. Elijah was the youngest of three, but everyone said he was the oldest in spirit. From an early age, Elijah was thoughtful, quiet, and compassionate. At school, he stood up for bullied kids. At church, he helped elders carry groceries. When Elijah was just 12, his father died of cancer. That loss shaped him. He took on responsibility at home, helping his mom, watching his siblings, working part-time by 14. Mrs. Donnelly, middle school teacher, he was wise beyond his years. He'd sit in the back of class, writing poetry. But it wasn't just words, it was his way of processing pain. At 18, Elijah enlisted in the Army. He served 2 tours in Afghanistan, earning the Bronze Star for rescuing civilians during an ambush. Eli didn't just follow orders. He protected people. He had a code. But war left scars. PTSD followed him home. Nightmares. Anxiety. Survivor's guilt. Back in Ohio, Elijah became a mentor for at-risk youth. He worked part-time at the VA, led therapy groups for other veterans, and volunteered at the local food pantry. By his late 30s, Elijah was raising his son, Marcus, alone. His ex-wife had moved out of state. Elijah never complained. Marcus, he was my hero. He'd wake me up with gospel music and cook breakfast even on the days he could barely get out of bed. Elijah's journals told the rest, deep thoughts about justice, family, peace, and forgiveness. He was working on a book titled The Quiet Battle. He was a actor until the system failed to protect him. It was a Saturday. Cold and gray. Marcus left that morning to stay at a friend's house overnight. Elijah had just finished his shift at the VA. He was tired. Something felt off. His heart was racing, his breathing shallow. That night, he tried to calm himself. Tea, music, deep breathing. Nothing worked. Around 9:30 p.m., he began experiencing tightness in his chest. He thought it was a heart attack. 911 call begins. Elijah. Yes, I think I need help. I'm alone. Chest pain. I can't breathe right. Dispatcher. Help is on the way, sir. Can you unlock the door? Elijah. It's open. Please, just hurry. He sat on the floor, holding his chest. A neighbor would later say she saw him through the window, pacing, looking terrified. But the ambulance wasn't the first to arrive. Officers Darren Cole and Brent Niles arrived at 9:44 p.m. Bodycam footage later showed their initial tone was casual, even dismissive. Cole says he's having a panic attack. Probably high. Niles, or drunk. Either way, let's wrap it up. They walked to the door. Elijah opened it slowly. He was shirtless, sweaty, visibly panicked. Elijah, thank God. I need help. Cole, step outside, sir. Elijah hesitated. He thought paramedics were coming. Cole, now. Niles grabbed Elijah's arm. Elijah, why are you grabbing me? I called you for help. Cole, you're being combative. Within seconds, Elijah was pulled down. His head struck the concrete. Neighbors heard the thud. I heard him scream. I heard him say, I can't breathe. I'll never forget that. Pinned to the cold cement porch, Elijah was in visible distress. Niles had his knee on Elijah's upper back. Cole held his arms. "Elijah, please, I have PTSD. I can't breathe." His voice grew weaker. At 9:54 p.m., paramedics arrived. Too late. Elijah had lost consciousness. His face was pale. Paramedics began CPR. 10:03 p.m., he was pronounced dead. Marcus didn't find out from the police. He saw it online. A photo of his father face down, shirtless, surrounded by flashing lights. A friend texted, "Is this your dad?" Marcus collapsed. At the hospital, Elijah's sister screamed. Lorraine fainted. "I brought him into this world. I buried him because he asked for help." The police called it a medical event. But the footage told a different story. The footage leaked. Protests began the next morning. Over 3,000 gathered in front of City Hall by nightfall. Signs read, "He called for help. Justice for Elijah. Veterans deserve better." The police chief issued a statement defending the officers. "Police chief, they followed protocol." But no one bought it. The footage spoke louder. Elijah was calm. He was unarmed. He posed no threat. Celebrities tweeted. Journalists came. Politicians called for investigations. Marcus gave a televised interview. "Marcus, my dad gave this country everything. And they gave him death." The Ohio Bureau of Criminal Investigation launched a probe. So did the DOJ. Autopsy showed Elijah died from cardiac arrest due to physical stress and asphyxia. No drugs. No alcohol. No pre-existing conditions. ACLU, NAACP, and several veterans groups joined the family's calls for accountability. The case became national. Marcus didn't just grieve. He fought. He formed the Elijah Turner Foundation. He spoke at universities, on news shows, even met with lawmakers. His speeches broke hearts. "My dad called for help. He didn't deserve to die with someone's knee on his back. My dad was a soldier, a neighbor, a hero. He should still be here." The foundation helped over 1,000 families in its first year. The families sued the city. The case exposed years of complaints against both officers. Depositions revealed. Officer Niles had 6 excessive force complaints. Officer Cole was nearly suspended twice. Emails showed that police prioritized control over de-escalation. The city settled for $8.2 million. No criminal charges were filed. But the court of public opinion was unanimous. They had killed Elijah. Springfield passed Elijah's law. Mental health professionals must respond to nonviolent wellness checks. Officers must complete trauma-informed care training. New body cam policy implemented. A mural of Elijah, smiling in uniform, was unveiled near the community center. Church bells rang on the anniversary of his death. His journals were published posthumously. Elijah Turner's story is more than a tragedy. It's a mirror. It reflects a broken system where help can become harm, where a life can be extinguished by misunderstanding, fear, and unchecked authority. He deserved to be heard. He deserved to be helped. He deserved to live. Marcus continues the fight. His pain fuels progress. But the wound remains. Marcus, final words, "I hope people remember him not just as a man who died, but as a man who lived with dignity, loved with all his heart, and never gave up, until the system gave up on him." This is Dark Case Diaries. Thank you for listening.